Hey y'all, just taking a late afternoon walk with my besties. It is January 1st, 2024. Happy New Year. You guys, the prints that we see on these walks, it's absolutely awesome. So, that one, I'm not 100% sure. Actually, that one looks like a dog. That one, I'm not sure. It's kind of skewed. But we've come across deer tracks and what look like raccoon tracks, all sizes of deer tracks. There's some little tiny tracks. I'm not sure what that is. Maybe a deer. I've seen a couple of deer. I don't see deer out here a lot, but I've seen a few. And there's more. There's a deer tracks. Yeah, and they go up that way. So, we definitely have deer out here. We don't see a ton of them, which is kind of nice. Unfortunately, I do wind up seeing, several hit on the side of the road and stuff. And that, that's everywhere you go where there's traffic and people and all that. But, it's less than in some areas, maybe more than in others. But I just wanted to bring you guys along and show you some of these tracks that we see as we're going along our walk. They've caught scent of something. Not sure exactly what they've caught scent of, but something interesting. These walks are really good for their noses. It gets them engaged and interested in everything that's going on around them, and it's kind of neat. It's neat to see them interact with their environment in the way that dogs are supposed to, which is really, really cool. I love it out here. It's beautiful. It's right around a little after 4 p.m., so not quite sunset time yet, but getting there. Sunset's around 5:30 here these days, 5:30. It's dark by 6 at the latest usually, but days are starting to get a little bit longer. We did have the winter solstice a couple weeks ago, and thank goodness for that, because I am a longer day, warmer weather girl. So I am longing for those longer days and that warmer weather. Today's not been too bad, in the 50s. I've got long sleeves and a hoodie on, but that's okay. It's all right. It's not freezing cold, and the wind's not gusting like it has been lately. I've been trying to work in the garden, but the wind has just been so harsh that it's blowing on my cardboard everywhere, and just having to put that on the back burner for now. I do want to get that worked on really quickly. The power company dropped a couple of loads of wood mulch right down the street. They didn't make our driveway, but that's okay. They actually dropped it in a really good place. It will make it easy to scoop it up and bring it over in a barrel, or if we need to get a tractor or something of that nature. We can definitely do that and get all of that moved over to the garden area. And it's I want to get that worked on and get a lot of that stuff breaking down so that it can be a good garden spot for us. This first year don't have high hopes for a lot of stuff. I am going to try to get some asparagus starts, and I need to get more strawberry plants. Most of my strawberry plants didn't wind up surviving the move and everything else that was involved with last year. So we are working on, I'm going to get some more strawberry plants, and I'm going to, of course, we won't get strawberries from them this year. And of course, with the asparagus, we won't get asparagus for 2 years. Although I have heard some people that are planting asparagus, and not the first year, but the beginning, the second year, they do get some of the baby asparagus, which is kind of cool. So we shall see how that goes. It'll be my first time growing asparagus. I would like to grow artichokes this year. I absolutely love artichokes. I would like to try to grow some eggplants, but of course tomatoes and peppers and banana peppers. Just those are all my favorites. So we'll definitely have some of those and see how they do. I've got multiple different areas that I can grow things. I've got large pots. I've got my tower garden, and then we'll have the in-ground garden to grow things in. So yeah, January 1st, and we're planting the garden, and I've got the space mapped out. I'm going to get some fencing to put up around. Look at these deer tracks going straight. It's so funny to see them going straight up the lane. Like, guys, sometimes these deer follow the lanes just like we do. It's so neat to see that. That they don't always go crashing through the woods. That a lot of times they're following the paths that are already set as well, which is really, really cool. Anyway, so yep, so we've got the garden, planning it out. I've got the footprint mapped out. I'm gonna do rows instead of just one big garden. Gonna do I forget what I figured. It's a 50 by 20, slightly larger than that. It's like 52 by 23 or something like that, bed. And so we're gonna do, I think I figured 6 foot wide rows is what we're gonna do, and probably 20 foot in length, so 6 foot by 20 foot, so that I can have walking paths around the beds. So those will be mounded, and of course we're doing no till, no dig, because everything is this. It's sand. There's no point in actually trying to till or dig through sand. I mean, because it's sand is sand is sand. There is some soil under it. Obviously, of course, there's sand because, you know, people grow cotton and people grow other things here as well. So underneath the sand, there is some sort of soil, but there really isn't any point in digging this up. We're just going to build it up instead. So that's the plan, is to build up the garden beds and and do that. So wish us luck. The planning phase is always a lot of fun, and you probably heard that gunshot. Somebody's out here hunting, so it's probably time for us to go ahead and just turn around. There's the property owner here. He has several blinds, and I've talked to him before. He does like to hunt deer out here. He has offered us, if he gets anything, he's offered us deer meat, which I actually really like deer meat. I had a former boyfriend many years ago who hunted and introduced me to deer meat. I didn't have it growing up, but deer meat's good as long as it's processed correctly. Hang on, I gotta turn around. Woo! Make you dizzy. Yeah, as long as it's processed correctly, and you know, it's all about the seasoning and everything. Of course, deer meat is leaner meat and not as much fat, but leaner meat oftentimes is pretty flavorful because you don't have all that greasy fat on top of it. So anyway, if we get some deer meat, it'll be wonderful. We'll have to figure out how to cook it without an oven, and with, you know, as far as like just 2-burner stovetop. Still haven't put much effort into the outdoor kitchen. That's one of the goals that I have for this year. So let's talk a little bit about goals for this year. So I have a goal this year. I'll let you see my face so you're not looking at the dogs the whole time. So I have a goal this year of hopefully purchasing a vehicle. It's one of my goals for the year. I have a goal this year of hopefully figuring out some sort of situation where I can have more of a home and less of an RV to stay in. And I also have a goal of hopefully being able to figure out a way to put in an outdoor kitchen. whether that's strictly propane, whether we run electricity to it as well, whether we have running water. That is, I would love to have running water. It will not be, it won't be enclosed on all four sides. It's going to be an outdoor kitchen. It's going to be open, but it will have a roof over it so that, so that we can cook. I can cook out in the elements. If it's raining, I can still cook. Do plan on having a grill. So that we can grill. Do plan on having not necessarily an oven, but maybe a brick oven would be great, so that I can cook spreads and things like that, which would be awesome. So yeah, so those are some of the goals for the year. Unfortunately, they're fairly expensive goals for the year, but we'll see how things go. Next couple of months I'm working full time at the vet clinic because of somebody that works there is going to be out. She's having surgery. February is dental month, so I'm sure we'll be extremely busy and be working a lot for February. So hopefully making quite a bit of money, and then after that, Gail starts in February. She starts her traveling and all of the things that she does for work, and so I'll be needed on the homestead quite a bit for that, but I'm also looking at ways of doing other things. I'm getting back into making paracord leashes, which hopefully I'll be able to maybe sell some at the clinic, maybe just sell some just freelance, and maybe even have Gail be able to sell some at her shows as well. So that'll be a little way for me to make a little bit of money. And then we're talking about possibly putting up the pool, setting up a lure course, things like that at the house, so that on weekends we can have people out and let them run their dog or swim their dog. Run the lure course for $5 or $10, swim your dog for, $20-25 an hour or whatever. And that'll be another way that I can make money on the homestead and not have to leave the homestead, not have to leave the property, and still be able to make money to fund all of these big dreams for the year. So I hope you have set big dreams and big goals for yourself for the year. I hope you dream big. I really do hope you dream big. Whether you dream big and reach those big dreams or not, it's always fun and it's always beneficial to you to just have those big dreams and those big goals. I always think that you should reach for the stars, and someday you might just hit the moon. So anyway, like I said, I hope you have big dreams, big goals, and I hope you have a wonderful start to your 2024, and I'll talk to you soon. I love you guys. Bye.